Ryan Balthazar here for Red Touch Media with George Lucas and his amazing creative team. They just won the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Special Class Animated Series for Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
And I know this is a collaborative effort. Tell me, were there, you're no stranger to overcoming challenges in filmmaking. Were there unexpected challenges in doing something like this that you hadn't expected?
Oh yeah, I mean this is really one of the first 3D animated films for television, and I think we proved that you can make these kind of shows on a budget, and everybody thought it was impossible. And we also proved that you don't have to be a comedy show to attract kids. You can actually do a drama, which is what we did. There's not that many animated dramas out there, and so we moved a lot of the barriers.
This is also your first Emmy, is that correct?
This is my first Emmy, my second award ever.
Well, that's spectacular. How much does it mean to you? You certainly have an incredible fan base. How does it feel to get this kind of recognition?
Well, I think it's more important for me that this show that was a little experimental and a little off the wall finally has been recognized for the quality that I think it is.
You mentioned that it can be done on a budget. Do you think there's a misconception in the industry that, we can't afford George Lucas and his team because it's going to be too expensive? You think they're like, wait, but you can actually do these things on a budget?
Well, we are. We just did a TV show that is, I think, the same quality that you'll find most animated features. And it was the same thing with Star Wars. We did all the Star Wars films for around $100 million. So the second series. And now everybody's doing them at 200 or 250. So, we've always been much less expensive than anybody else.
Now they're trying to raise 160 in product integrations to pay for the movie for this 200 million, right? You were nodding your head about that whole kind of on a budget thing. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, as the producer on it, certainly the budget sort of hits me in the heart. But, George is right. It's not just us up there with just unlimited everything. We've got a budget. We've got a schedule. Like George was saying, we're literally doing a Star Wars feature every week. And for us to air 5 seasons, 100-plus episodes at that level of quality and all has been actually really incredible and an amazing achievement. So.
Yeah, it's like what Pixar does, only for about maybe 1% of the price.
It used to be that things, obviously there are publicity and marketing campaigns. Then obviously you rely on word of mouth. And now the internet has changed the world in how things can, go viral. Word of mouth is now kind of electrical. How do you feel about now how content is being shared? People are downloading things, people emailing things to each other. What's your take on all of that?
Well, I don't know. I don't have to worry about that now. I'm retired. So, it's, obviously it's going to have an effect just like it did with music. Right. You don't see many music groups anymore. They're all going out of business. So it's going to be the same thing with film.
Talk to me a little about the creative process of adapting something for this new format for you.
Well, it wasn't really the adapting of the format. It was really the getting the highest quality possible for the budgets that you have on television, which are minuscule.
Do you feel like you've broken ground for other people as you have done so many times before?
Well, when we started, there was no real 3D animation on television. Now there's a whole bunch of it. Yeah. We've been there for 5 years, but we expect that, that's pretty much going to be the way it is from now on.
I know you're retired, but any insights into what you think is next? Like what's the next? You've brought this to the masses on cable television and television. What do you think is on the horizon?
Well, I know they're working on something, but they won't tell me what it is.
Any of you willing to talk?
More notes from him, so I can't really get into it. Otherwise,
they work for Disney now. They won't tell me or anybody else.
Can we talk a little bit about what it's like to get notes from George Lucas? Just give me an idea when an email pops in. What is that feeling like?
Oh, it's not an email. He's right there, right next to me, and he'll look at me and say, "Why'd you do that?" And he'll tell me to just show it on screen. Don't explain it to him in person. But when we were really in the beginning taking a beating, and honestly we did. He reminded me he has 30 years film experience on us, and again we were just learning everybody at every level, and George was very great with his time to come in, and he spent a lot of time with us, and as we started to get it right, he started to show up less, and we always took that as a good thing, and this is the end result.
Talk to me about that too. You don't have an unlimited amount of time to get it right. Did you feel like you got it right on the first episode, or did you feel like you found your groove later on?
No, we didn't even really get it right on the first season, but eventually they got, because it was experimental. Nobody's ever tried it before. Nobody had ever done it, and everybody said it was impossible to do. So I said, guys, it's not impossible. We'll do it. And I had them working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, bleeding, crying, and doing all kinds of things. I said, come on, you can do this.
Well, it looks like you got it right, because hold this up. We're gonna pose for a still photo. Congratulations to you all. Let's quickly pose for a quick photo.